A ghost threw a phone at me! I have studied their ways ever since.
I see. Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. In today's episode, we'll be checking out the short that's at the very beginning of the chronological playlist, as well as chapter 1.1. Now, if you guys know me from our Emperor TTS reactions, whether it be the audio logs or even the podcast, I checked out all of them. I think the only thing that we really didn't delve into were the side series. So don't worry, I didn't skip this one. I was just instructed to check out chapter 1 first, maybe, so that I could get a better idea of the world before coming back to check out this particular short. I think for everything else, we'll just watch it all in chronological order. But anyways, dudes, you guys know what to do. Please go and support the original videos. Link to that is at the very top of the description, like always. Oh, lovely. Love the interior decoration.
You'll find
Is the vampire still here?
But me now, stranger.
Oh.
It was my caretaker. I love that girl like a daughter, dainty young thing. I don't know why she did it. Or maybe I do. But
Really?
I regret ever acknowledging what was going on.
Well, I mean, based off of that, I'm assuming this old lady had somebody who was here to be her caretaker, basically. But then for whatever reason, today they decided to just suck the blood out of them. From what I recall reading from the comments, they use the term embrace into becoming a vampire because there's this whole procedure that you kind of have to do that takes up a lot of blood from the vampire in order to intentionally make somebody into one. So it's not the kind of like zombie-like thing where if you just get bitten, then you turn into one, or if you get sucked dry, then obviously you die. Works a little bit differently here.
Don't fret. I won't raise a hand against you. I've not lived well, stranger.
Go on.
I spent my youth raising my brother when my father went to war. I let the love of my life run into the arms of another and never married. When my brother died, I spent my days supporting my niece and nephew. And now, in my twilight years, I had spent my time entertaining their children. I cannot remember a day I ever took for myself, and I think, in voicing that, I deserve this fate. It's my fault they all lie dead around me. She brought me into her way of life, but I don't think she was ready for what came next. I don't think anyone could have predicted this, least of all me. Darling, will you help me outside? I don't want to sit around anymore.
I wonder if... Because you guys also said that there were like different levels as well to becoming a vampire, and some were more rabid than others. And obviously the ones at the upper echelons, you would basically be dead if you ever met. And if they wanted you to die, then you wouldn't really be able to do anything. We're not really showing the bodies here, obviously, but I'm assuming maybe the thirst kind of took over her, or something along those lines, and she couldn't control herself anymore.
I had planned to leave this all to my family, you know. One last means of supporting them. I suppose it will all be cleared away to forget this tragedy. I know I can't forget it. Will this hurt? I should surmise that matters little to you. Though thinking on it, it doesn't matter much to me either.
Come. The morning star is quite visible tonight. What night remains, at least.
I hope in death I shall be thankful that I once lived. I only wish I had died yesterday.
Burned away by the sun. Is that it? Yes, indeedy. Just some real ass images? What is happening here? You know, in some ways, I'm kind of glad that I got the extra context for what was going on here by watching chapter 1. And in a different way, I could see, like, how entertaining it would be to see somebody get introduced to Big D's new character here, and then head into chapter 1 and then see how he actually acts like. Because he was really showing a lot of empathy towards this vampire who had unfortunately done something that they deeply regret. I wonder if that's a common relationship or feelings that hunters would have towards vampires, because you would imagine that you'd probably end up becoming a hunter if, like, say your entire family got murdered by vampires and stuff like that, and you kind of have this as like your way to get revenge for that. Like, why does somebody become a hunter, and how do you kind of get introduced into this world to know all of these things that I would assume most people wouldn't know? Still a lot of questions, and I know people have suggested I check out lore videos. I've still been advised to try and pick up stuff on my own as we go through the series, because it's still a pretty good introduction to it as a whole. And I just find it very entertaining, for me personally, to kind of like pick apart things and theorize about things and slowly discover the world building of the World of Darkness. But yeah, that was a really damn good, like, short episode. Very emotional, and a series that doesn't really take itself too seriously, like this one, being able to do emotional moments like these that really hit. I think it's a good sign that we're in for something really freaking good here. Some of you guys even said this may be like the best, like, indie animated series here on YouTube, and that it only gets better from here, so I'm looking forward to seeing more. Hey, okay. Getting more introduction to the world.
Ah, what a beautiful morning to— Who the fuck is in my kitchen? Ah, son-in-law!
Good morning, Sonny.
Oh my goodness.
Good morning, Sword.
Sword what? Oh, this old thing. I'm sorry. I thought you were the—
Okay, yeah. So I guess the point twos are going to be these audio logs. Very similar to how we did Emperor's TTS. And even though these aren't animated, these were always super fun, with the characters interacting with each other and getting much needed or added lore and context to certain things within the series.
landlord.
I own this house. We don't have a landlord.
Ah, so that makes you the landlord, parasite.
Technically speaking, yeah,
Well,
but
in either case, good morning, mighty
Bruh.
almost child. I have a request.
Put the sword away and I can see what I can do.
Capital. Consider it done. Ah, son-in-law, my body yearns for my special omelet. Can you make it for me?
Sure.
No.
Do you have a recipe?
I'll
almost like an
command the
animated comic
instructions
book.
to enter the brain with my powerful voice.
Yeah, alright, just need to mix boy's egg milk.
Yeah.
Oh, shit! Do we have any jam left?
We are out. I'll have to go get more when I next go grocery snatching.
God, Marcus won't eat his
Grocery
porridge without
snatching.
jam.
Oh,
Do you
what a
pay for your
child.
groceries?
He wants his porridge, but only with jam. He'll eat the beans, but not the sprouts. He wants his leek soup, but with absolutely no Marmite.
Such a baby.
He is literally a baby. My baby. Precious little small child. Oh my God, he is so small and adorable.
Smallest possible child.
Small, perfect child. Ah,
He's not going to eat this porridge.
absolutely not.
These
I'll gobble
two.
up Brancaster muscles like it's his goddamn birthright.
True.
Norfolk has corrupted my son. He would never eat marine mush before a return to these accursed reaches. Does he even know what happens in the ocean? I don't. It's terrifying. Put the mussels on his porridge.
I'm sorry, what did you want for your omelette?
All right, so take the D eggs and whisk them in a bowl.
D-eggs?
Duck eggs.
Does the D in Big D stand for duck?
I will remind you
Big
that I
duck?
own illegal firearms.
Right, sorry.
And don't forget the milk.
Of course.
That's one hell of a threat.
Wait, there's no milk, I think.
No, it's in the bag.
Milk in a bag.
Oh. Isn't this unpasteurized?
Louis Pasteur was a fascist in line with the New World Order.
Incomprehensible.
I am turning the newspaper page.
Oh man. I used to live over in the States, like I grew up there, but when we came back over here to Thailand, that was one of the things that I had noticed was kind of strange, where you would have a bunch of vendors and whatnot by the street just putting in drinks and stuff into plastic bags. I don't really think that was a thing back over there, but I guess it's also a thing in England as well as here in Thailand and I presume Asia.
You know, after living on the road for 10 years, I could imagine settling down in Norfolk must have felt quite cramped.
Cramped? No. The earth beneath us thrusts to the planet's heart, dear boy. Its air and heaven stretch past our reckoning, windows to a fathomless beyond.
Oh. Not the answer I expected.
Beautiful child. Even in the smallest of places, entire worlds may exist. If not in one's surroundings, then behind another's eye. It is only cramped if you lack vision.
This
Wow.
is deep.
Deep thinking.
Only as deep as the ooze water at Yarmouth's Pirates Cove Adventure Golf Course. These are the thoughts stealing from the froth of my incredible mind, son. If there were any justice in this world, they would be foundational philosophies by now. Nevertheless, I will begin
Big D.
construction of the omelette sauce.
Well, wait, can't I do that?
I just do not trust you with this. Focus on the omelette. Put in those carbon rods, the ones on the second drawer to the right.
Yeah, I was wondering what we were going to do with those.
Carbon rods.
Also, God, the water in Pirates Cove.
What are those?
It always
An
looks
actual
so
thing?
artificial.
Or like lighting a
Like
stove?
someone had an idea of what water looked like and tried to make it from scratch, but stopped at the color blue, only got halfway there.
Really? Ever looked into it?
The water?
Yes.
Well, as you said, it's all grotty and blue.
No, boy, the story behind the water.
Not particularly.
What do you
And
mean?
I don't think they'd tell anyone if they did have a story.
Loose lips sink ships on Pirates Cove, eh? It could be the work of various different creatures.
Creatures? When you say that, do you actually just mean the club head or the groundskeeper?
Club head.
Well-
The groundkeeper. What
well-
silent, macabre horrors you have in this nation.
Okay, so
We shall hunt them down!
the Norfolk County Golf Union might find that divisive.
Yeah, they would,
child,
I'm sure.
There is not a golfer alive I cannot kill.
Oh shit! Oh god, Big T! I didn't do anything wrong, please no! Oh man. But yeah, for those of you who don't know, before I became a mad scientist VTuber here on YouTube, I used to be a professional golfer. So this is a little bit personal.
Oh, pour some sulfur in there just to get that tang going.
Sulfur.
Good.
How's your omelette sauce coming?
Oh, it's a simple thing. 1 tablespoon tomato paste, 1 tablespoon honey, water, sauerkraut, ketchup, tonkatsu, a bit of RBMK reactor core graphite to taste.
Bit of what?
Ketchup.
That's a bit off, innit?
No!
That's a bit off, isn't it?
Ah, that reminds me. I heard about your little story. The one about the fiddler and the monk.
Did you?
I did. Thoroughly charming. Tell me, though, are there any similar stories surrounding Great Yarmouth? Or, hell, anywhere around Old East Anglia, as the natives call it?
Oh, of course! It's a whole bloody legendarium. Anything in particular that strikes your fancy?
My mind can devour all in this world. Spectres, witches, werewolves, giraffes. I want it all.
Well, they got giraffes after a live safari.
What?
Let me have a think.
I shall drink caffeine.
All right, I've got a good one to start off. For the ghost side of things, one of my favourites is the bizarre tale of the Haysborough torso.
Oh, that sounds absolutely inane! Continue.
Okay, so over on the east coast, almost at the border between Great Yarmouth and North Norfolk, there's this little village called Haysborough, right?
How's that spelled?
Happyurgh.
Your people's rejection of your own language is inspiring.
Yeah, honestly. Like, I make fun of Silver every single time he mispronounces something. That seems like a very common word, but, I mean, English also isn't my first language, and even I can sometimes see, like, why something is spelled a certain way, and yet it's said in a different way from how it's spelled. Like, why? I guess the origin of that is, like, the root of the word is a certain thing borrowed from another language that was then mixed with another root of the word, and then it became this thing, but then it's pronounced this way because of pronunciations that carried over. There's probably a whole cycle to that. But to be fair, I don't think English is the only language that has stuff like that. I'm sure every language has its own quirks.
Fun being as it's true.
I'll kill the queen. But yes, I am aware of that wretch's hamlet. We lived in the caravan park for a month before this fucking ham of a man banned us from the public bathrooms. Can you believe it?
Why did he do that?
I do not wish to get into it. I divorced him the week prior, and it was fucked. It is time for the race!
Was this omelette has rice?
Fear not, 'tis my burden. You can go ahead and shred in some cheese and chlorine, please. Both are beneath us.
Chlorine?
Well, okay. So, the torso. A little south of Haysborough, about half a mile from that caravan park, there's an intersection between 3 roads. In the midst lies a small, grassy triangle, quaint in its size, with not much to offer.
I immediately assume that it is a spectre, vampire, or gobloid creature turned into a walking abomination. That is trying to kill.
We're just crossing the roads right now.
Road is what my bus drives on.
Yes. Well,
Big D kind of embodies that same energy as a grown-ass adult acting the same way a kid would.
This small triangular junction, there once was a well. And, well...
Well?
Well, the well isn't doing so well. Because it's not there anymore.
Damn it! If only I had been there in time!
There is
The
a
poor
reason
well.
for this. Well Corner, 'twas called, back in the 1800s. For years, local men, farmers and such, made terribly frightening reports of a strange figure wandering up the main street of the small town. At first, based on his bulbous silhouette, they believed he was injured or hunchbacked, an old man lolloping through the night. But upon a
Lolloping
close
is an
inspection
interesting
made
word.
by those few brave enough to get close, it was made readily apparent that this hunchback was the figure's nearly severed head, bobbling behind him, hanging from threads that were the remains of his neck.
Talk about a pain in the
Yeah. This same figure
God.
also appeared to lack legs.
again, my motion is broken. How could he walk around with no legs?
Good question, actually.
I don't know. Ghost reasons, I
I forget exactly which Pokemon Serbia was referencing, but like last night in a Discord call, they were playing the new Pokemon game. And Serbia asked a question of like, why does this particular fish Pokemon, why are they able to swim on land, but Magikarp just kind of flops around? I think the only reason is that whatever that particular Pokemon was called was built different. Or maybe it's like the Bumblebee and it doesn't really care about aerodynamics. It just flies anyways.
I assume. Anyway, he wore a sailor suit.
Ah, sea legs, carry on.
Ah,
He
yes,
wore
that
a
explains
sailor
everything.
suit and held what looked like a saggy old sack clutched to his chest, desperately making way towards a particular destination. Well Corner. This figure could be seen for days, then weeks, after report upon report, sighting after sighting. Eventually, the villagers decided that enough was enough. Something had to be done. They settled on a plan. The shambling thing had, of course, been seen on its trail, leading all the way up to the well, where then the thing would throw the sack down into its depths, only to soon follow suit, crawling down into the murky old well. The locals knew that there was only one way to properly investigate.
Have to go down, yeah.
They sent a poor Dutchman, who just so happened to be smaller than their average, down by a rope into the black well to investigate.
Okay.
Down went the brave Dutchman late one evening, tense with fear, the murky waters still beneath him.
What is this? Is this gonna be the ring?
The horror thick in the air, with the notion that the silence could break at any moment with the sound of something waterlogged that is not meant to speak. This, until at last, the Dutchman hung above the waters, and with a hook pushed down into the darkness, came upon something. Quickly, upon his call, they fished up first the Dutchman, then a large brown mass from the bottom. It was a bag, one within which they found the mangled remains of 2 legs.
Ooh, I should hope they drained that bloody well.
Oh, of course they did.
So was he carrying his own legs?
They even installed a new pump, and strangely, the sighting ceased after that.
Nani?
Really? Just from that?
Yeah. But the very pump was actually removed some years after that.
And?
And the villagers once again reported awful groaning deep into the night. By all accounts, the ghost had returned, until at last the pump was reinstalled.
That doesn't make much sense.
Ghosts
What's happening
in
here?
general don't make much sense.
Nonsense! They make perfect sense. It's just a sense we don't yet grasp.
You think so?
My
I mean, you could certainly look at it that way, yeah. I mean, like, it's funny when you put it that way, but that can be very true for not just ghosts, but think of something like was the movie called Arrival? It was the one where the female lead had to like discover what the aliens' language was and try to properly communicate with them. And then they had explained all the differences between like our languages and the different forms of communication and how we may not be able to even properly understand them because obviously their logic would be different from ours and they may see a world entirely different from ours. And obviously the usual responses of humans where there's something we don't understand, we probably just point a gun at it and say fire. I wonder if that's a theme that's ever explored here in World of Darkness, simply because of the nature of this setting where there's this whole like vampires and werewolves and other supernatural beings that I assume the rest of the world doesn't really know about and only a select few do. And I'm sure they have their own different cultures and ways of going about things, like even between the different vampire clans as well.
boy, all things are ordered and explicable. Even chaos hearkens to the beat of unseen principles. There is no true randomness.
That's true for 40k.
Merely spontaneous whimsy. Flowers
Except maybe
will,
for Zinj.
waters flow, aortic valves implode, vampires suck, but never for no reason.
That's a surprising outlook, sir. I always thought you looked at the supernatural world with more well, wonder, I guess?
Boy, I ought to smack you, but I love you, so instead I flip.
Oh, God,
Damn.
you cracked my glasses.
Order and wonder go hand in hand. Whether decoding chaos or indulging in its whimsy, the world around us is a ceaseless den of darkness and delight. Just as there is joy in understanding a facet of it, there is equal joy in knowing there is more to discover. The quest goes ever on, Sancho, and whether...
Hey, I mean, I can agree with this. The joy of discovery is so addicting, I made an entire YouTube channel about it. It's still here, it's still going.
A windmill or giant, my lance strikes forward.
Of course, Dikioti.
Ha ha! Now then, this torso. He seems like an odd chap. Let's evaluate his authenticity.
Oh?
Most spirits tend to be tied to objects, ones that linger from their past lives.
Okay.
I believe the common vernacular is fetters.
Well, perhaps the well itself was a fetter.
Perhaps. You see, to destroy a fetter often destabilizes a ghost, turns them hostile. Like Marcus and his silly game station.
He was really torn up after you crushed it with a hammer.
It defied my will
I would
and was
be too.
summarily punished. Next
Bruh.
time, Marcus should share a fairer interest with me.
Look, Mario Party is unfair for everyone.
You know, Big D is justified. I'm on his side for this one, but I'm scared now, bros. Like, I got a Switch 2, and that means that there's always the opportunity now for my friends to invite me to play a Mario Party game, and I might just kill somebody. It depends on how it goes, I guess. Almost did with Pico Park 2 and that whole collab. That was a nightmare.
It should be the least unfair for me!
Can
Yeah.
be if you play Peach.
Everyone cheated but Big D. Next time, Big D cheat.
Casual.
Yeah, something more casual, like diplomacy or the game of
Diplomacy?
Earth. In either case, it's why so many ghosts act cagey when you traipse into their homes. You're essentially defiling their remaining memories of mortal life. It's typically unwise to disturb them.
Hey, this is what I was talking about last episode. I don't fuck around and find out. I don't believe in them. I'm not superstitious. I'm not religious. I don't listen to the legends, but I guess I do listen to the legends and I heed the warning and I don't go there. Somebody pointed out in the comments that it was understandable why I thought that way. And it's definitely the difference between like Western horror stories versus Eastern horror stories. Where oftentimes in Western horror stories, when you meet the spirit and then you go through this whole thing, this whole journey, the spirit tries to punish you and then the person who gets punished kind of learns something from that and grows. When it comes to Eastern horror stories, you stepped into the wrong house and now you're fucking dead. Like, there's nothing you could do. You're cursed. And probably everybody that you know is going to follow suit because you fucked up. Now, obviously, there are some, like, adaptations of those stories in media that is kind of brought in a more lighthearted direction, made it more comedic, actually had the characters learn something from it. But if you actually delve into the original story itself, everybody's dead. Either that, well, honestly, dying is probably one of the best outcomes. The worst one is like eternal suffering. And if there's even a smidgen of a chance that that could happen to you, just because, like, you know, somebody dared you to go walk into that abandoned house, I ain't doing that. I don't care. If you really want to go in, do it yourself. Apologies for that rant. I just find it stupid when there's always these like peer pressure situations between like groups of friends and they feel like, oh, go in there, spooky, scary. And I'm like, that is so dumb. You could be spending your time doing literally anything else.
And even worse when those places are destroyed.
I see. And since the well is gone now?
Yes, you'd expect sightings to soar. However, it is also thought geists can find some form of peace through these fetters. Perhaps our sailor friend was a native of the village. He may have yearned for clean water in his dying moments at sea, or as a youth in Happisburg or some such. Happisburg, whatever your evil devil village is called. It's pure conjecture, but mayhaps in bringing it to his village, he made peace with his death, before he went to hell.
Which explains why he only came back after the pump was removed.
Right on the money! Though, of course, it's just as likely that this ghost was a Happisburg hoax to get the government to replace an old pump.
Potentially.
Or perhaps a story shared by bandits and criminals to keep roads clear at night.
I mean, there's always these kind of ways to interpret stories. I was talking about this during the Silent Hill F story reaction, where this is a facet of history that I find fascinating when there's these local legends about supernatural beings causing these phenomena to occur. And then later on, and as time goes on, you may discover that, oh, it's because there's a particular geological thing with this area that causes like poisonous gas to emit from here. And that's why the locals thought that there was a poisonous serpent that had died here. But obviously, back then, they couldn't really explain that because science hadn't advanced to that point yet. But it still makes you wonder, like, why are they shaped the way that they are? Why do they look this way? Why are certain legends from different parts of the world, why do they coincide with each other? Almost like you can draw similarities between them. Is there actually something behind it? Or is it just humans interpreting things, trying to interpret things that we don't fully understand, and this is kind of how it shapes out to be because, well, we're more similar than we think. Or it could even delve into the whole conversation of the collective unconscious or whatnot, which I'm not qualified to speak about, and I don't really know if anybody is. But just interesting things to think about where we probably won't ever get an answer to it.
In the book I read, they suggested the chap was a smuggler of some such, likely murdered in a quarrel with his own
Not his own quarrel will get him. You know, it's always the quarrel you don't see that gets him. That was a funny joke. I taught it to Marcus.
Right, sorry. Likely murdered in a quarrel with his own comrade.
Ah, who can say? Truths like these are hidden for a reason. For mankind to bring them hissing, screaming into the light, for all to behold.
Right inspiring, sir. Speaking of, could I ask how you know any of this?
I once entered an abandoned hotel in L.A. A ghost threw a phone at me. I have studied their ways ever since.
I see.
Do not mock me, Philistines! I'll kill you, necromancer! I'll kill all of you! Ah! I'll break your neck out of your body, you boxer!
Do you want to hear more Norfolk urban legends?
Of course!
Cool! Well, let's see, there's loads to cover. Black Shuck, the Norfolk Priest Holes, the Witch of East Somerston.
Ooh, a spookoy witch!
Sure, we'll go with that one. Long ago, in the 15th century, a mysterious peg-legged woman was accused by the local clergy of witchcraft.
A classic.
While this was naturally a barbarous practice...
That shit was crazy!
While we know those accused of witchcraft were innocent, the Witch of East Somerston, for reasons we'll get into, was perhaps not. While proof of her deeds have been lost to the ages, stories abound of her sorcerous ways. And for this, she was seized and buried alive beneath St. Mary's Church in the little village of East Somerton. However, unfortunately for the church, this would prove to be their last mistake, for a witch's ire is rarely spurned. When the ground was cleared for her burial, she only laughed as the dirt covered her shackled body. Laughed and laughed as she was entombed within the soil. She could be heard no more.
Damn, that's creepy.
The priests and congregated hunters celebrated their victory, until her peg leg was seen, jutting out of the ground.
It's just
First
like,
a
yeah,
mere shaft
peg
of
leg.
wood, then a sprouting log, and then a great and mighty oak tree, which shattered the church and turned it to ruins. The husk of her victory can still be seen today, and it's still thought, should you be foolish enough, that you might wake her yet with the utterance of her true name.
Got him!
Got him! Let's go!
I suppose she did.
Ah, classic!
You gonna expand on that?
Nope, also I think the story is fake.
Well, sir,
I mean, you could also just take it as like, oh, the freaking tree sprouted, and yeah, its roots kind of destroyed the foundations of the church, so now this whole story kind of sprung up around it.
taken you for many things, but never a skeptic.
Come on, it doesn't make any sense! I mean, why would the Christians bury this woman in the middle of their church?
Right. I'm not Christian, I'm Buddhist, but from what I know, I think there's like a separate area for stuff like that. Like, isn't there a certain area in graveyards for Christians and it's like sacred ground or something? And then if you do certain things that I won't get into here on YouTube, you can't really be buried on that consecrated ground. So why would you bury a witch, of all things, in a church? Unless if it is maybe the logic of like to keep evil contained or something like that. I don't know. I'm not well versed in the supernatural. And it's hard to know if the people who say that they are truly are. But I mean, this is a fictional universe, so...
What, do they just dig up the floors in the middle of mass, slap her in?
The story might not be entirely literal. They could have just buried her in the lower levels. I mean, the oak is there, that's a fact at least.
I still disagree.
Why?
Mainly because it contradicts me.
At least you're honest.
Well, I will say, your fake story does have all the markings of a witch's dastardly death hex.
Assuming it isn't fake, of course.
Of course.
I admit I don't know much about death hexes or witches and the like.
I explain. Wizards and stuff, yeah?
Yeah.
They can die if you shoot them.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
This is always a bad idea. Please watch out. Alert, 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 alert.
Point taken.
The reason for this is the death curse. It's this thing where...
They curse you in death?
Correct.
Oh
Usually
my god, how did he know?
It doesn't happen every time you smite a witch or wizard, but often enough that it's very dangerous to attempt.
Oh,
so,
hell.
how do you deal with them,
So you mean
then?
to say if there's an evil wizard running around, we can't do anything about it?
Of course you can. Wizards are nerds you can easily punch.
Oh, good.
But to be safe, make sure you aren't seen.
Okay.
Or heard. Or known to them at all before killing them instantly, or else your brain will be turned into a cornered corb, and this is a fact.
Oh, well, as scary as killing one is, at least they're not so hard otherwise.
I wonder if that's like actual lore from World of Darkness. Like, I guess witches and wizards are just that hard to deal with. If so, then I hope there aren't that many of them running around.
Oh, actually, they can warp reality with their wheels and brains.
What?
So then what do you do?
Oh, yeah, near infinite power to alter creation.
Oh. Man, and I thought Kevin was bad.
The great and mighty Kevin was formidable. But indeed, were he a true magi, I doubt could have survived your encounter.
Our encounter? What about you?
Oh, I'd have been fine.
I admire your optimism, but I
mean, in a past life, he was the Emperor of Mankind, the greatest psyker of them all, so I highly doubt anybody with reality-bending powers could even hold the candle to that, but you guys did clarify that the reason why they got out of it was because, you know, they covered their eyes and they'd shouted at the top of their lungs, so they couldn't even hear the spell, or also made it so the great and mighty Kevin couldn't even concentrate enough to really get the spell through. Plus, he was super high on those drugs, so it was very difficult for him. The poor dude. I hope he returns, though, because that character was hilarious.
remember you barely surviving Kevin.
Yeah, I think
was
your
fine.
brain might be wrong.
How would it be any different if Kevin were more powerful?
Really, son-in-law? Do you honestly think your old man would dive headlong into the cave without a few tricks up his sleeve?
Do you want the honest answer?
No! Now be a good boy and add more garlic powder.
Sure thing, Sir D.
More.
Sure thing.
More.
Sure thing, Sir D.
Now tell me something else.
What?
Tell me about something else.
Well, there's always our most classic tale. The mysterious red-eyed dog of East Anglia, Black
Red-eyed dog.
Ooh, you have my incredibly variable attention.
Black Shuck is a mysterious creature. Tales of its appearances date back to at least the 1500s, but probably stretch even further. Stories of a pitch-black hound with dreadful red eyes whose glow portends calamity and misery.
I guess there are, like, tales of hellhounds and whatnot. I'm pretty sure that's a thing, but I almost feel like it's more so just dogs with rabies? I don't know. I've never personally witnessed a hellhound, so I couldn't tell you.
A little similar to a banshee, then, eh?
I suppose so. But banshees are more direct. The howl of a banshee is meant to reflect an imminent demise and is thought to be a spirit of the dead or some kind of fae or something.
Okay.
Shuck is different. For instance, in 1577, Shuck was said to have appeared before a large congregation at the Holy Trinity Church. Shattering through the doors in a clap of thunder, Shuck's appearance befuddled and terrified the congregation. Pitilessly, Shuck strode through the nave, ripping a man and child to shreds where they stood.
Damn.
The crowd stood agape before the steeple of the church collapsed down upon them all.
How curious. Now this is an exciting story.
Oh, well, it gets even better. That very same night, there was a reported sighting in St. Mary's Church. A different St. Mary's.
I was gonna say, it was like the same
Black
one.
Shuck again interrupted a congregation, this time in a burst of flame. He launched through the crowd, inciting panic and delirium before brushing against two curious individuals in the midst of prayer.
Ooh, the anticipation is killing me.
Before those same two suddenly fell dead like marionettes with broken strings.
Yes, yes, yes! My boy, I am going to kick this dog! Oh, son-in-law, surely you see, this little hellhound is causing a commotion, a ruckus, killing people, eating souls, probably barking, which means it's a victimless crime to experiment on him!
Not to dampen your mood, Dee, but, this all happened in the 1500s.
Time means nothing! There is not a statute of limitations on being a goblin.
He's a dog.
Yes, whatever that is.
Well, I suppose there are modern sightings, though they're far less dramatic.
Oh?
Okay.
Yeah, usually people getting spooked and being like, "Oh no, mate, that's Black Shuck, innit?" And it is, and yeah, that's the story there. It's kind of lame.
So,
Propaganda!
what the hell? It's just a regular ass dog?
It sounds like propaganda. Perhaps there is a network of these dogs.
What?
A network of dogs
dogs
running a joint venture to keep the common man quiet about dog crime and dog poker.
Is that in reference to that one famous painting with the dogs playing poker? I think Big D's onto something though. I can feel it.
And the only dogs I know to do crime are the werewolves.
Ah, there we go. That's how we tie it in.
Wait, hang on. You know about werewolves?
My boy, if there is a supernatural pest on this planet, you can assume I have bested it at least once. Remind me to tell you about my mummy adventure sometime.
Mummy?
Second hand, don't. You're British.
Okay, I know the English
Damn.
government has a history of plunder and thievery, but the British Museum can't steal your funny mummy mum.
Presume nothing! Also, burn your national insurance papers!
What? Why?
The power of true names run eternal, even enmeshed in code. So, evil dog.
This is a lot to pack in, and you've barely even given me werewolf facts.
Werewolves, that's right. Well, randomly attacking churchgoers certainly fits their MO, or at least in the period.
Wait, really?
Oh, yeah. For much of their history, werewolves have been insane neo-pagan theocrat berserkers.
You say much of their history. What about now?
These days, they're more like insane neo-pagan theocrat berserkers. But some of them go on the computer. And in my experience, those ones are typically far better adjusted. Which is ironic, considering the computer is the devil.
True.
Who'da thunk it?
I'da thunk it. But then that's cheating, because I already knew. But there are things that line up and don't line up about Black Shuck as a werewolf.
Oh, do tell.
For one, the more recent sightings tend to be rather uneventful, correct?
Mostly. A lot of people just seeing him, maybe something unlucky happens afterwards. Links to disappearances from time to time, but nothing so dramatic as murders in the middle of mass.
It could be that this werewolf, or possibly werewolves, has simply learned how to better cover their tracks.
Perhaps.
In the 1500s, outright attacks on religious, scientific, and mystic organizations were more common. It's common. These days, you need to keep a low profile to survive.
Yeah.
But there's also the matter of modern sightings. Their banality aligns with a werewolf phenomenon known as the delirium.
Charming name.
And despite how boring these modern sightings are, in Act 1, this delirium is a side effect of the shape-shifting process. Essentially, when a werewolf enters their mighty war form, human beings tend to panic.
Well, I suppose I might panic too if a giant monster jumped out at me.
And
I
we'll
would
work
too.
together to break this bad habit, son-in-law. But that's not what I meant. I mean, a supernatural panic. Supposedly, there's some resonance in the psyche of mankind with werewolves. It is primordial hunter, blah, blah, blah. That's true, anyway.
Well,
But nevertheless, when a mortal witnesses a werewolf's war form, they tend to go briefly mad.
mad how exactly?
Well, they might run away, or freeze up, or attack with insane vigor. Often their reaction depends on the strength of one's will.
So the average person flees.
Interesting.
And usually with no recollection of events.
So basically what's happening here is that when a werewolf transforms, you have to make a saving throw. And depending on what you roll, you might end up suffering a particular status effect. And I guess if you succeed, then you still remain sane. But I mean, that's pretty good. At least if you're the werewolf in this scenario.
Worse still, it's almost impossible for normal humans to avoid, even in part. One must be either extremely strong-willed or supernatural themselves to avoid delirium completely.
Have you ever suffered the delirium, sir?
Ah, no, I'm built different. But those without these bulging
true.
brain muscles are in for a world of hurt. I train you and the others for precisely this reason. Discipline, determination. Oh my god, I'm losing my chance for a 3D alliteration. Oh god, help me, destrucity. That's the word.
Last word's a bit of a stretched mate.
These are the things I instill within you with my relentless chicanery.
Is that why you ruined Marcus's 12th birthday by dressing as the goblin?
Not so fucking loosely. Yes.
That was really traumatic to him. In RS, he exclusively levels his combat stats killing goblins.
Then the student has
RuneScape?
become the master. I'm so proud. Anyway, hey, don't fight a werewolf, by the way.
Yeah, I heard they're tough. But with how well we did in the tunnels against those vampires, I'm
they
confident that...
No,
Yeah, I see.
you aren't ready to fight a werewolf, son-in-law. Not yet. The fledglings we fought were fearsome, yes, but a werewolf... Listen well.
Really?
Werewolves are killing machines. They are supernatural soldiers fighting a war we barely understand.
So is this the classic, like, werewolves versus vampires thing? We do know now that there are, like, different tiers to the vampires, and the ones that we fought were kind of just, like, I guess, either the bottom or, like, near the bottom of that hierarchy. Because it depends on the generation of the vampire, and if you're, like, a pure-blooded vampire, then you're basically a killing machine, just like how he's describing the werewolves here. I wonder if werewolves have something similar, or if they're just built the same way. Like, how does one become a werewolf? Through a similar thing as, like, the embrace for the vampires? Or maybe this time around it really is just a bite. Or maybe you don't get transformed into one. There are just werewolves as, like, a different race.
Do not fight them.
I'll take your warning to heart, sir. But what if we're forced to?
Their weakness is silver, due to their combat with the moon. Silver bullets, silver knives, use them. Focus on evasion and trickery. When they're at their most dangerous, they're at their most feral. Blind them, distract them. Trust your wits, not your fists.
Right. I understand.
Good to keep in mind if I ever play Vampire the Masquerade.
Good. Because it's omelet time!
Shit, I forgot the omelette! It's burning!
Fear not!
No!
It's just the way I like it.
Excuse me?
Go, and now the sauce.
Is it supposed to smell more like egg than eggs do?
Yep.
Why are you putting it in the blender?
Oh, to blend it. Yes, sir. Big D's home-style omelet, a.k.a. sulfuric acid.
You're
My
not eating
goodness.
that, right?
Silly boy! I would probably die or throw up. No, this is for our illustrious guest, the great and mighty Kevin!
I understand.
Okay, I see.
There are way easier ways to
Yeah, and you guys did tell me, well, I kind of picked up on it as well. The vampires aren't dead. If you just stick a stake through their heart, they kind of get stunned. So they're probably just locked up somewhere in the basement here in this house.
acid. I understand nothing.
It's the principle of the thing! Besides, Kevin is a vampire. They can't eat food. By mixing the acid with food, it makes it even more unpleasant.
Is this like a Tokyo Ghoul situation? Where when you become a ghoul, you can't eat human food anymore? I guess they have to survive exclusively off of human blood then. Or maybe could you have other types of blood? Like animal blood? Would that suffice? Or is their thirst only for human blood?
Is that gonna kill him?
I mean, well, I don't,
We'll see.
I don't know, but ideally it would come to this. This is just for torture purposes.
Somehow that's even worse.
Relax, it's actually very funny and moral. And besides, it's the threat of torture that's the most important. That old Tremere will crack like an egg before I have to use this stuff. Mark my words.
Tremere?
Doesn't crack like an egg.
Yes, that is the name of one of the vampire clans. Everyone hates them
here
and
we
wants
go.
them to die.
Do go on, Sir D. What's the civil structure like? Are they bloodlines, families, impersonal syndicates? Do they confer abilities? What are their secrets?
This
are there
is
any
me.
Norfolk clans? What are the other ones? What's an antediluvian within this context? Why does Piotr hate you?
Son-in-law! I have two cruel truths to impart upon you.
Who is Piotr?
Okay.
The first is, you will need to buy a new blender.
Bollocks.
The second, vampire lore is, tricky. More than any other supernatural creature, vampires despise being unveiled. They relentlessly hunt any breach of their vaunted secrecy with organized and military precision. As such, though I know much, I speak little of it, and sadly, share even less.
Oh, of course, but surely you can trust your own family.
Trust has little to do with it! Say I share all that I know. Indeed, to truly destroy this foe, we must understand it.
Yeah.
But if I do so carelessly... Notice how the conversation started. I carelessly said the word Tremere.
Yes?
If we were in public, in a restaurant, or on the street when I had said that, we would very well have to move.
That's a tad extreme.
Literally.
And it is
Really?
necessary. The masquerade, they call it. To wear the
masquerade.
mask of a human. To blend in with us. To convince us their existence is but a fairy tale. Any breach in this masquerade is a threat to their very existence. For even though they are individually more powerful, they fear mankind more than anything else. They are few, and we are many.
That is pretty smart. Because, yeah, I can imagine, even though you're an immortal vampire, if the entirety of mankind learned of your existence and gathered together to absolutely annihilate you guys, there might not be a whole lot you can do. I wonder how powerful exactly, like, the most powerful vampire currently is. Like, would they be able to solo the entirety of humanity? Because given this, I would assume no. And maybe they don't want to because we're also kind of their food source, so if they got rid of all of us, then, like, what would they eat, maybe? This is probably going to be a more obscure reference for you guys, because I would expect most of you guys to have seen Monogatari. But when I'm trying to think of power scaling here, I think of the legendary vampire Kishot Exarola Orion Heart Under Blade. And given what I know of her, she could probably, well, she kind of already has done it before, just completely destroy all of mankind. Just kind of on a whim. But obviously the logic there works far differently from here, so not really sure where we stand currently. But hey, that also explains the name of the RPG, Vampire the Masquerade.
Should wider society discover their existence, man might well eradicate them. For while an especially mighty vampire could slay 100 mortals, there is a limit to their strength.
Okay. 1 to
Few
100.
break easily, but all break. And that is not to speak of their most hated enemy, the sun. Its ancient rays scorch even the eldest of their kind to charcoaled bone. Vampires cannot be rid of their great adversaries, for the sun is beyond their reckoning and humanity vital to their survival. Thus, most work to preserve their masquerade, hiding in the dark, carefully balanced upon webs of intrigue and murder. To further this end, vampires have many agents. Ghouls, they call them. Mortals grown addicted to vampiric blood. These half-men gain a whisper of their master's power in exchange for fanatical servitude.
Gotcha.
Unlike their masters, though, ghouls need not slumber by day. Their eyes are everywhere, and they watch vigilantly for the slightest breach of undead omerta. This is why we hunters are responsible for the vampire threat. We learn as much of the vampire as we can and spread it safely to ensure these parasites become the forgotten myths they pretend to be.
So I guess the ghouls are kind of like the, I think they were called familiars from the Blade movie. Just like regular humans who serve vampires and are maybe promised to someday get embraced by them. And it's about what I thought, where it's like, they're not that strong that they can just destroy humanity in one go. But they are very powerful. I'd assume kind of like a comparison to a space marine versus like a regular soldier. Or, yeah, maybe that's a bit too far. Yeah, the gap there might be too wide. But regardless, the point is they can't just solo mankind. And they also do require them as a food source, so there's this strange balance that has to be made to continue to exist for all parties. And obviously humanity has the hunters who are constantly hunting down the vampires, so that's just another threat that they have to watch out for. And to not reveal themselves too much, or else, well, things are not going to work out for them. But then how do you become a hunter? And why do you become a hunter? I'm sure everybody has their own reasons for it. But do hunters also specifically go for vampires? Like, what about the werewolf threat? Or do we just deal with supernatural threats in general?
Even this is a treacherous task, for we cannot know which parts of our collected vampiric lore are mistaken assumption, the earnest truth, or malignant propaganda.
I see.
So rest assured, I will teach you what I know, but slowly. They might not blood hunt you for knowing a word or two, but they certainly will if you know their meaning.
And what is a blood hunt?
They'll kill you for knowing what that is too. Which is dumb, because it's kind of just what it sounds like. Yeah. Every vampire in the region hunting you for your blood.
Hard to figure out.
Breach not our veil of secrecy. Vampires are so silly.
Still, it'd be nice to know what we're dealing with. For instance, Piotr flashed in and out of visibility on the security cameras, and I swear that Ape Boy gets uglier every time I see him.
Ape Boy was the Marcus of the group, right?
Absolutely.
Fuck him.
Oh yeah, fuck him.
Oh wait, that's right, Piotr was one of the vampires that we had fought against, right?
But yes!
I only remember the Green Mighty Kitten.
Let me say this then. Piotr, that sludge lad?
Not the right term, is it?
Oh no, but that clan are vampire info brokers, so it's one of the scariest ones to actually know. Sludge Lad is just fine for now. We're going with Sludge Lad. Primarily, they are known for 4 things.
I wonder if when you're talking about certain things in regards to vampires, like the hunters themselves also have these sort of code words that they understand internally, but is also like not the word that vampires would use to describe themselves in order to kind of keep that secrecy as well on our part.
First, their ability to turn invisible. Some can even use vampiric magics to alter their appearance, appearing as something they're not. Second,
that's pretty cool
their ability to control animals. Sludge lads are known to use legions of vermin as their eyes and ears.
Nosferatu?
After all,
maybe?
Who better to eavesdrop than the rats in your wall? All the worse when they're ghouled by their undead masters and gain a smattering of their vampiric magics.
That explains your intense pest control methods.
Listen, I raised Dor on a steady diet of home-hunted spy rats, and look at him! He came out American! Isn't it awful?
And so the 3rd and 4th things?
Thing 3 is that they're ugly.
Oh.
I see.
Ugly.
Ah.
Don't pity them. Honestly, some of them make it work.
Oh, God.
How?
When he called me Loverboy, when I said he looked hideous, did Pyotr think I was hitting on him?
I can't say for sure, but also, yes, definitely that was the case. Shit! Fear not! I will not inform my son about your tryst with the sewer child. Oh, the fourth thing. They're super strong and can juggle dumpsters.
Neat? Why specifically
Oh, no.
dumpsters?
We have him in a tiny cage. Is that going to hold?
Well, if he hasn't broken out, did Door make the cage?
If Door made it, then it's fortified.
If he did, no worries. If he didn't, why didn't he?
That's true.
Well, the lad could be biding his time. Or he figures he can't break through the big vault that is our cellar, so he's waiting for his chance to escape. Or he could just not be very strong.
Oh.
Oh.
I see.
The simplest explanation is often the correct one.
I mean, Marcus insists his kick was pretty alright.
Oh, vampires are capable of some superhuman physical feats. But he probably couldn't throw a car or whatever, drained as he is.
Good thing we stabbed them bloody, then. It seems like a pretty big weakness if their strength is beholden to their amount of blood.
Yes, being a vampire is a fine deal. Until you notice the many caveats. For instance, their strength is weakened with every generation.
Yeah.
With each
I did learn about this from the comments, that, like, if you get to, like, 12th or 13th generation, something like that, and the bloodline is, like, way too thin, getting turned into a vampire is a horrific deal. Like, you are just better off not, or honestly just dying.
each new passing of the supernatural disease that is vampirism, the power within the blood of each new child lessens. Additionally, the vampire's unique magics are like any other mundane skill. Some come intuitively, others start at different levels of expertise, but all must have time and effort put into them. It could be that Pyotr has simply not mastered the vampiric art of potence, or has only honed it to a slight edge.
It'd account for his performance back in the tunnels, I suppose. He seemed like he'd be tougher than he was.
His kind are sometimes brawlers, but Pyotr himself, he seems like an opportunist to the core. A straight-up fight seems out of his element. The real danger comes from which of his other skills he's applied himself to.
So, invisibility or animal control?
Him being able to disappear even on camera tells me his specialty might actually be invisibility. Not everyone is capable of that little hat trick. Or ugly.
Yeah, he's really honed that into an art.
I've seen ugly.
Fair enough.
In Hathisborough. Shit. They're going to knock that place off the map. Now then! This has been a delightful conversation about essentially everything in the world. I must now go pour terrible slime down Kevin's gaping maw. But before that, be very cautious during tonight's interrogation. I'm sure everything will go well. Just remember, even a feeble opportunist like Pyotr can be the death of you.
Duly noted. Underestimating any supernatural quarry is a very bad idea.
Exactly.
Yup.
My performance in the cave
Sounds
is
about
evidence
right.
of that. I am the most experienced and skilled hunter of this family. Yet, when I let my guard down, an inferior foe holds me at knife point. This is something you must truly understand.
Hunting isn't as simple as a video game or an action movie, huh?
I am not a video gamer, so this absurd language doesn't touch me. Commando, however, is an excellent piece of cinema, so I'll say yes. You get it.
Say, what was up with those tunnels anyway?
I will tell you when you're older, by a few days at least. Because I'm tired of these questions!
Aw. But I guess I should probably get a move on myself. Breakfast cancelled. I've got to buy a new blender, it seems.
It does indeed seem that way, child. Want me to drive you?
I'm fine. I'll take the runabout. Less gas spent, you know?
Ah, yes, money and all
How do
that,
hunters make money?
Well, good fortune on the road. And
Is there, like,
driving
bounties that you collect?
Yeah, well, I shall.
And son, know that I am very proud of you. And your blender.
Thank you.
Ta-ta!
Adios!
We are in Mexico today!
What does that even mean?
damnable penguins, bloody bone warriors, mechanical monsters, damnation.
You have listened to an audio drama by Ogre Popinang, with voice work by Thunder Psyker as Kitten and Speaker D as Big D. Artwork by Ironirokol. Soundtrack by Macker. Sound composition by Alpha Busa. Mixing by Stringstorm. Animation by Alpha Busa, with lead writers Speaker D and Alpha Busa, and script editing by Erndil and Oculus Imperia. Special thanks to Blessed for shitting. Portions of the materials are the copyrights and trademarks of Paradox Interactive AB and are used with permission. All rights reserved.
Man.
For more information, please visit worldofdarkness.com.
Bro, I don't know what GW was doing letting these guys go. The way that they did, with the legacy that they had built, with communities, well, memes as well, that are still being circulated to this day. That was such a dumb move, and I'm glad that World of Darkness allowed for this. Hope they don't pull anything like what GW did to them. Because genuinely, like, I didn't know anything about this series until now, apart from, like, Vampire the Masquerade is like a legendary RPG that is set within this universe, but like I didn't know anything about that either. But because of the series, I'm like super intrigued to actually try it out someday.
Visit patreon.com/alphabuza for updates every other week. Thank you for listening, and good evening.
He's still doing it. Still here. And yeah, don't worry guys, I'm very familiar with the ending scenes. I don't usually leave them in because I don't have a whole lot to comment on, not gonna lie. But yeah, dudes, the writing for these audio logs has gotten better and better as time goes on. These guys have really honed their craft, and being able to deliver like complex lore like this in such an entertaining way is definitely a talent. If there's any extra bits of lore or clarification that you guys would like to provide to me, feel free to do so in the comments below. With the amount of comments that I get every single day, I can't really go through all of them anymore like I used to, but I still do see some of them, and it's always a joy to learn more about the thing that I'm currently learning about. So yeah, but that's gonna be it for me today, my dudes. Thank you guys so much for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one.